Hi, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the One Light Semi-Flush from Hubbardton Forge. This is the 1372. Beautiful fixture, awesome glass. So is a Japanese plum blossom, and that's basically what this piece of glass looks like. Hand-blown, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Let me get into more details on this, and let's talk about the size of the fixture itself. So, from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, it's 7.2 inches high, which is pretty low actually. It's great for 8-foot ceilings, 9-foot ceilings, even a little lower like a 7.5. You'll be able to get in code. 6.3 wide by 5.8, so it's really the size of this at the end of the day, the biggest part of it. 2.4 pounds, so it's extremely light. Canopy up in the ceiling is coming in at 5 inches. 5 inches for the canopy. The thing about the canopy is, and you can see in that choose your accent little pull down menu, the photograph that they have of it is actually using modern brass for both the accent and the fixture, so it's kind of hard to tell which is which. But what the accent really is a ring that's going to go on the canopy itself. It's that flat ring that you can kind of see in detail there, and that's going to be your accent. So you can choose the same, do exactly what you see there, same dark smoke, or whatever, or you can do a complementary finish. So you can really play around with this quite a bit. Okay, let's move on from there. Let's talk about glass, because that's a big deal on this. So, like I said before, it's going to be using this beautiful piece of glass in this shape. It's also going to be available in this shape, and we're going to go over both of them in detail. So, this is your plum blossom flower, basically. Hand blown. It's got an embedded ring in the top, and that's what's going to be going over the socket, keeping it onto the fixture. So this is sandblasted on the inside. So the outside of it is a beautiful milky glow. It's really gorgeous, almost like a silky look to it. It's awesome. The other option, and this is called frost, just so you know. Okay. The other option is going to be this shape, which they call a thumbprint. There's a little dimple here and a little dimple there, almost like you kind of went like that when the glass was hot. This is going to be available in cool gray, and that's what this is, and it's going to be available in clear. So remember, when you're buying your LEDs or your G9 halogens, or whatever you're going to be putting into this, that you're going to be able to see through this. So it's kind of important to buy a bulb that's aesthetically pleasing, because it's going to be popping out a little bit of this. And this is good. This piece actually goes over. It's got threading on it. It's a little retaining cup, and it's going to hold the glass onto the fixture, and it basically goes over the socket, and then your bulb's going to kind of come out a little bit like that. It's kind of that idea. On this other fixture, this guy, you're just going to have a retaining ring that's going to be, actually that's a retaining ring that's holding it on. So you put your bulb on first, and then you just screw this on, and it's really super easy. Those little details are a big deal when you're buying bulbs, though. You want to buy what's good for you, really. Okay. Back to the bulb thing. It's going to be using a G9 socket, and a G9 socket is this guy, and little prongs on the bottom of your bulbs just push right in, just like that. Okay, so you get a 60 watt max for a halogen if you want to do that, and that's a little halogen bulb. If you want to go LED, you can do that without a problem. I talk about LEDs all the time, especially in these G9 bulbs. There are lots of them out in the market. A great place to look for them is Amazon. Not pushing Amazon on anyone, but in this circumstance, it's a great place to go. Just go on, in the search bar at the top, put in G9 LED. So you're going to see lots of different ones like these, and then they are a little bit different, but they all kind of do the same job. This guy's a phosphorus one. It has strips of phosphorus inside. These are called cob LEDs, so they look like corn cobs. Kind of cool. They come in different wattages, and wattage equivalents. So this is a 75 watt equivalent, but it's probably only about 5 or 6 watts. This is a 40 watt equivalent. This is probably a 60 watt equivalent, but these is just dropped down to, like, let's say 4 to 7 watts. So there's no limit when you get into that as far as what can go into the fixture, because remember, back when you're doing halogens, it was a 60 watt, and that was because of the heat generated by a 60 watt halogen bulb. These don't generate heat, they generate light, and they use very little juice. So don't be afraid to play around. The one thing you really do want to talk about or think about is the color of the light coming out of the bulb. So you see some of them are going to be available in 2700 Kelvin. That's super yellow. That's going to be like an incandescent bulb that's been turned down quite a bit, dimmed down. The next one up is going to be 3000. After that, you've got 4000, 5000. So We know that the yellow one is 2700 Kelvin. If you want to go a little bit more neutral, and this is considered a warm white on my hands, the light coming from the light above me, this is 3000 Kelvin. That's the one I think you should kind of zero in on. If you like the blue light, which is called daylight, and that's the stuff outside, that's going to be 4000, 5000 Kelvin. So the bulbs are so cheap, you might as well play around with them a bit, but I would probably start off on this fixture with maybe, if you're doing LEDs, a 60 watt equivalent, 3000 Kelvin G9. That would be a good starting point for you. It's also a dimmable fixture, so make sure if you are looking at those bulbs, it says dimmable on them, and tell your installer that you're going to be using a dimmable LED. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things, so you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you were coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I'll walk you through the whole thing, okay? So, guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.